The dog bolted into the trees, his paws tearing through underbrush, heart pounding. Ranger Eli struggled to keep up, radio bouncing at his side. The calls had come from deep in the forest. Shrill, broken, panicked, not human, not animal, something else. Just a week ago, he hung from a tree, bound, gagged, and left to die. But help didn't come from people. It came from a troop of wild chimpanzees. They saved him without hesitation, and now fate would ask him to do the same. Tycho was no longer the weak, voiceless pup he'd once been. At the sanctuary, just beyond the forest, he had healed. Slowly, completely. His coat had filled. His eyes were bright again. But some part of him remained alert, waiting. Every afternoon he would lie by the fence that faced the trees, nose lifted to the wind, ears twitching at distant sounds, as if listening for something. Ranger Eli noticed. Still watching for them, huh? He'd say, giving the dog a gentle pat. Tycho didn't bark. He just waited. Then one early morning, the silence broke. A shrill, jarring cry echoed from deep within the forest. Eli froze. It was no bird, no ordinary animal call. Tycho stood up, stiff and focused. Then, without warning, he bolted over the fence, straight into the trees. "Hey, Tycho!" Eli shouted, grabbing his radio and racing after him. The forest was thick with undergrowth, shadows still heavy from dawn. But the strange calls continued, desperate, urgent. Tycho led the way, like he knew exactly where to go. The forest thickened, the air heavy with tension. The strange cries echoed louder now, sharp, broken, and frightened. They reached a small clearing. First, Eli saw nothing unusual. Then, Tycho stopped. At the edge of a wide pit in the forest. Floor, roughly dug and lined with broken roots. It was deep, easily over 2 m, and hidden well beneath fallen leaves and branches. At the bottom, a young chimpanzee huddled, its body trembling. It had clearly fallen and couldn't climb back out. The walls of the pit were steep and loose, too sheer for the other chimps to descend safely. Above them, perched on low branches and clinging to nearby trunks, several chimpanzees called out in distress. One particularly loud cry came from a female clinging to a tree, reaching down helplessly toward the pit. Eli moved forward but stopped. As Tycho approached the edge, the dog stood still, nose twitching, assessing the situation with quiet focus. Then, in a moment that mirrored what had once been done for him, he stepped forward and barked, not in panic but with purpose. Eli knelt beside him, peering into the pit. "Hang on, little one," he murmured, pulling off his pack. "We're getting you out." Within the hour, wildlife officers arrived and began sweeping the area. They found other signs, fresh pits, footprints, and tranquilizer darts, evidence of poachers. If Tycho hadn't run, the chimps may not have survived the day. That night, Tycho slept by the fence again, not waiting this time, but guarding. Days passed. The chimps disappeared back into the forest, but something had shifted. Tycho no longer looked for them anxiously. He watched with quiet pride. One evening, as the sun dipped low, Mara appeared at the tree-in. She didn't come close. She simply sat in the branches, her dark silhouette still against the fading light. Tycho stood, tail low, ears forward. Mara gave a soft, throaty, grunt. Then she vanished into the trees. They saved him when the world turned its back. Now when their lives were at risk, he came running. Because kindness, real kindness, never forget.